don't be like me. Don't just be a huge magnet for scammers and for hackers online. People can all see your presence and they want to run ads on your account because they decide, heck, this is a good place to run ads from. Why don't we do this? So basically, the story is yesterday I got hacked and someone logged into my Facebook ads account, and then they thought that it would be a good idea to run ads from my account displaying their app, and the ad has done pretty well in terms of impressions alone. I mean, that's just the objective Facebook performance metric that kind of ensures you that Facebook ads work in the first place. So we had about 5,000 impressions on this new ad for this app of this special little hacker that hacked me, and it got about, yeah, I said 5,000 impressions. It got one download out of 5,000 impressions, and that cost about €69. So I just hope that the return on investment for that scammer was positive, above one, because if you're spending €69 to acquire one app download, then it's probably not a very good idea to do that. To actually, I don't know what to say, to run ads for this app. Is it a valuable app? And I saw that the image on that app was quite provocative looking, and usually is the same old bait every single time. Cover up a crappy little service with something that's just going to allure people with cheap bait. That works as well. But this is the thing that I'm wondering about. Like, how could somebody have such tech proficiency to be able to hack through a two-factor authentication on Facebook and still not devote enough of their time to providing enough value to make an app that actually works and gets enough impressions on their Facebook ads? Not to mention the Facebook ad wasn't actually good enough to draw anyone in, any more people in than 1 in 5,000 actually download the app. Maybe it is a good rate. I don't know. Maybe it got more click-throughs than I might realise, but the way I see it, somebody just spent about €69 to run this ad for an app that got one download. I went on a tangent there, but the main point of this video is to tell you, don't just be very careful. Like, you're not immune to any type of accident. Now, it's not like it's the end of the world for me, but I'm saying, like, I kind of have this air of nothing can ever happen to me, whereas €69 just went down to my bank account, and now it's kind of all sorted out by now. I think I contacted the bank, I contacted Facebook themselves, and they're both kind of working quote-unquote tirelessly to get the money back and determine it as fraudulent, or term it fraudulent, the transaction. So this wasn't my first time getting hacked. I got hacked another time. It was a couple of years ago. I was hacked on the PlayStation when just before I was about to go on holidays, actually. Hacked on PSN, and some Syrian was using my PlayStation account to steal my games and play them all. And they were I don't know what they were doing, to be honest, but they hacked in anyway, and I couldn't get back into my account, which meant that PS Plus didn't work, which meant I couldn't play Bloodborne. And if you deprive a man of his Bloodborne experience, then that man is not going to be happy. And that was the case with me exactly. So I contacted Sony, and they dealt with it for me, and I managed to actually get unhacked, you might call it. Unhacked. So that was pretty good. Nothing bad really happened from there, but it does go to show you that people who are going to get hacked or scammed once are likely going to get hacked or scammed again. And so this did happen again indeed. It was earlier on in, actually later on, I'd say, in last year. I was posting up these pitches on freelancer.com, and what I did was I posted one up on this particular job for a website, and somebody messaged me, a person called Vic Neely, and they were saying, come and message me on Telegram. And then I messaged them on Telegram. They said, I have a job for you. Due to the urgency of this project, we're going to have to charge you, we're going to have to pay you a lot of money just because this needs to be done really quickly. And so I was like, okay. I was pretty nervous now, to be fair, taking up this job, because it was like a lot of pressure was being put on me at once, and I still had lectures to attend for that day. But anyway, I figured out how to do the job anyway. I devoted every one of my seconds to it, and I worked until 8 or 9 that evening, which back then was a pretty impressive feat for me. And now I do it easily, and I can work from in the morning as well. But back to the story, we were basically going to be putting on these logos for Toronto Public Library, and these this person was saying, welcome to Toronto Public Library, we're going to send you some of the creatives now, and we want you to give images like these, like logos like these, back to us, and we're going to pay you about $2,500. So I did them anyway. I've spent over 8 or 9 doing it, and I sent it over then that evening, and I sent it through an email, they told me, and then they made me screenshot an email, send it back to them, and I was nearly convinced to give my bank details to them as well. It's like pretty dangerous. So I got to bed anyway, slept throughout the night pretty soundly, very proud of myself that I completed the work. In the morning I was a bit anxious waking up, checked my email when I finished with the gym, and there it was. Your payment your project has been looked over, and it has been approved for payment, and due to the time constraints you operated under, we're issuing a bonus of $1,000 on top of this initial payment of $2,500, which means that the total is going to be $3,500. And you can only imagine how ecstatic and jubilant I was in that moment. I was in the library and I felt like jumping up and down in the air, feeling like I'd actually done something to earn myself some money. It was an incredible, excellent feeling. It was honestly amazing. I really enjoyed that feeling, and I was absolutely buzzing. Like, for the first time possibly in my life, I was truly, genuinely buzzing, going into applied maths and thinking, oh, this is amazing. For the time being, I've sort of escaped the rat race, and I'm only going to be able to build up from here. If I do a few of these jobs, I'm going to be making 10 grand a month easily, and then I can truly scale a web development agency to the next level. So I sat through applied maths, and to be honest, it kind of bored me, that class. But anyway, in that class I had a lingering feeling something is wrong here. This was too easily attained. It seems too good to be true. And then physics I had right after in the exact same room. And so I was just thinking the same thing, yeah, whatever. Let's get this done with, get this work over with, and I get back to the library and check on what the guy has said. And he's basically, when I get back to the library, he's basically saying that I'm, in order to get this payment now, I'm going to need to verify myself and send over the tax, due to the fact that I'm like operating in a certain country, and I need to pay the government or corporation tax. And so I was willing to do that, actually, very willing to do that, and I was about to open my bank account. I was about to pay it, but then I actually wasn't able to for some reason, don't know why. And the guys just started pressuring me then, saying, come on, do it within the next 10 minutes or we won't be able to get this done. And I was really, really stressing out at this point. I was like absolutely shaking and sweating, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be it. It's going to be it for me. I'm not going to be able to do this, and it's not going to work out, is it? And no way, it was too good to be true. I just couldn't. For once in my life I could have had something, and then this wasn't going to work. And so I continued stressing out over this anyway for the next few minutes, and the guy was saying, oh, okay, this is going to be too late, we're not going to be able to do it, we'll try again later, okay? And so I was just there like, oh my gosh, I would have gotten some relief, but no, he's stressing me out again. Now I have to complete this. And I don't even fully believe that it's actually real, honestly, at this point. And so I go on, I go over to the bus stop because I'm about to get the bus back to where I live for the day from my college. And I was going to have the weekend then sort of to myself. And on the bus then, he was texting me again, asking me if I wanted to try it out again. And while I was in that conversation on the bus, I had this thought in my head, and it just asked me, is this guy real? Is he real? Is this person on Telegram who is causing me stress and anguish and has rode me through emotional highs and lows in the last hour and a half, is he going to actually give me this money? And what I do then is I go to the live chat of the library itself, and I give them the story. I tell them, look, I got this email, publictorontolibr@gmail.com. Is it legit? And then they say, no, it's not legit. This is a scam. Please don't send them any money. And that honestly gave me relief, because I was just able to relax and get away from whoever that person was. Like, I didn't even feel that much horror at the fact that I wasn't getting my money. I just felt like relief, because I could kind of stay in my own character paradigm of just being a person looking to make money but not making money, whereas change requires actual pain and sacrifice, and I didn't at that point did not yet have to offer any of those things. So yeah, I wasn't able to pay for my own dinner. I was like half considering texting my mother that I wouldn't need any money, because I had made it for myself about 100 times over for the takeaway, so I wouldn't have to pay for it. But I'm glad I didn't bother sending that message. That would have just been embarrassing. So yeah, that was my story, and in the most moral sense, I just want to get revenge on them by being way better than they could ever imagine to be. I just want to make more a month than they have in a lifetime by using dirty, underhanded tricks to fool people. I just want to be legit and go through the pain and suffering and actually produce something of value rather than just tricking people online. Because when you just trick people online, it's just so deceitful and disgusting. There's no worse way to conduct your behavior in business by deception. It's the worst thing ever. Like, making someone think you are something when you're not. That's worse than just revealing that you suck in general and that you're sleazy. Like, if you were just open and honest about that, I would respect that in a way. But you instead pretend to just be this person who's very noble and is working for a massive company and possibly the owner, and you're willing to give out a load of money for these easy projects. That's why anyone who tells you to go on Telegram, most people are just talking out of their asses, and it's just a platform where all of those little vermin people lie, and they just go around the place like scuttling around like little rats eating people's corpses. Like, that's all they are, and that's all that's that I've seen anyway in my experience. Oh gosh, I can actually recount 2 other experiences, but maybe I'll save that for another day anyway. One involves like an Instagram DM and then going on to this banking software. Another involves this famous SMMA influencer texted me on Telegram, but by then I was pretty seasoned and I had been tricked enough times to realise this is stupid. Like, I started off my work more gullible than anyone else, and I'd say now I'm less gullible than most people. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still easier tricked than the general population, but I'd rather be tricked than be the one who tricks.